My name is Sister Biira. I belong to the Institute of the Daughters of St. Teresa of the Child Jesus, working in Kasese Diocese. First of all, I thank Caritas Uganda and in collaboration with the Caritas Kasese, then the Hilton Foundation, who started a project with the sisters in Kasese Diocese, and our community was a beneficiary. I personally am a beneficiary in advocacy. I joined the advocacy and we started with the training of what is advocacy. In my own words, I said advocacy is being a voice of the voiceless. You see where people cannot reach and you help them to reach there. You open up their minds, their eyes, so that to see what they may not be seeing, connecting them with the service providers. And personally, we learned how to incorporate work with prayer. That is advocacy. As we pray for people, we also help them so that they can pray well. After the training of advocacy, I was also empowered with skills of how to mobilize resources, how to talk on the voice of the voiceless. So it was after this zeal that I asked myself, how can I implement advocacy? How can I put the skills that I've learned into practice? Then I remembered of an orphanage or a child care institution in Kasese called Bridge for Peace, where there are children that I can advocate for, that I can become their voice since they are voiceless. So it was one day when I visited that orphanage, because they know me as the social worker, and sometimes I do help them as a social worker. So when I reached there, the first story, I found a child, 7 months. When I interacted with the warden, he told me that this child, they do not know the belonging. In short, the child belongs nowhere. They don't know the father. They do not. The mother passed on, but she had not revealed the family of the father. So I encouraged the warden that, but we can do family tracing. It is possible that this child has a home. At least someone will be there. So when the warden agreed, it was one day when we said, now how can we start the process? I looked into the files, how the mother passed on in St. Paul's Hospital in the hands of a counselor who brought this mother to the hospital, because the mother was a bar attendant. When it was time for birth, it was the counselor who helped bringing her to St. Paul's Hospital, because Uganda had no hospital that could manage her. So after that, I said, now we can just go to Uganda and ask the elders plus the policy makers plus the stakeholders. We shall get. So first day we got in touch with the town clerk, the CDO of the place. We explained to them the case of the child. They said, yes, we heard that a bar attendant gave birth, but we do not know the whereabouts of the baby, and we do not know the father's side. We said, yeah, it's okay. So from that conversation, we created a date to come back. We put a date. On that date, we came back. We said, now let us meet the elders of the villages. You help us as the town clerk, as the CDO, as the LOC1. We meet the elders so that we can narrate a story. So the elders came, we had a photo of the child, we narrated to them the story. They said, yes, we heard about it, but we don't know the whereabouts. And we don't know the father. So it was through that meeting that we showed them the pictures, and everyone started saying, this child could be resembling this family, this family, this family. So we said, no, let us adjourn the meeting. We go back. Now, town clerk and the CDO take a responsibility to talk to that elder of that family. So they talked to her and him. We organized another day. Then that day, at least we were with also the counselor whose mother died in her hands. At least we were with her. She also narrated the story. So after a long discussion and showing the photos of this child, we found out that the child belonged to the family of that old man, and the old man promised to talk to the son, who is said to be the father. So again, they gave us another day. We told them, no, we are not coming back. Promise that you will come to our orphanage if you agree that the child belongs to your family. So after like 3 days, they came to our orphanage. We talked to them. They agreed. We said, now prove with a birth certificate. So after 2 days, they went to the hospital where the child was born. They came back with a birth certificate, and right now we have it in Bridge for Peace, and we are very happy that our young boy got a family up to today. Then the second case was a case of this, again, 7-year-old baby whose mother also died after 2 months of birth. Then during the after the burial arrangements, the family of the mother agreed to take care of the child, and then they took the child to the orphanage without the notice of the dad. So when the dad noticed that the child is in the orphanage, he said, no, my child is not an orphan. I have to remove him from the orphanage. But he didn't know the process. Until again he approached me. I said, that's very simple. I will help you. So again we went to the orphanage. We talked to them. After talking to them, we went to the probation officer. After the first meeting with the probation officer, we said, now we arrange for another day where we will call the families, 2 families, the paternal and the maternal. They again came together on that day. We talked to them with the probation officer, with the elders of the families. We agreed until also the father took this child because he had been denied access. He could not, this family of the mother would not allow him to come and check on the baby. But through my help and the skills I learned with advocacy, I was able to, first of all, help the 2 families to come to a decision. Secondly, help the 2 families to reconcile. Then thirdly, they had to allow the man or the father to access his child. Up to today, the child is in Kampala, resettled and doing well. Then the third one was this story of the mad woman who gave birth to a child. It was one day again when I reached the orphanage. This small 7-year-old boy called me, Mother Mary, Mother Mary. I was very happy. I said, what's wrong? He said, Mother Mary, I want to go with you at my home. I want to go with you at your home. I said, to my home? Why? Then he said, when others go to their homes, me, I remain, meaning I don't have a home. He said, no, you have a family. Then after that, I went to the warden again. You mean this boy, 7-year-old boy, has no family? That, yes, he was a son to a madman. A mad woman. We picked the boy on the streets, and up to today, we have never seen the family. I said to my, that can't be. I again went back to my advocacy skills. I said, why can't we stand in? Then I said, now, then they asked me, sister, how can we start? I said, it is possible. You picked this young boy in a marketplace. Let's go to the market and ask the people, do you know this mentally challenged woman? Then they will be able to narrate. So when we reached there in the market, we asked the border group. It was the first group that we met. We said, do you know this mentally challenged woman? They said, yes, we know. Do you know where she comes from? That, yes, up in the hills. That's where you can go. So I said, do you see how it is possible? They said, yes. We went back. So we arranged for the day to go to the hills up with the pictures. We went up to the hills. We met the LOC1 of the village. Then from the LOC1, we also met the defense of the village. We communicated to them that, do you know the mentally challenged woman? They said, yes, we know. This mentally challenged woman originates from another village, which is also healing. We said, no, we are dead. We went back. But after 2 weeks, we came back to that hill village. When we reached there, we showed them the photos. They said, yes, we are aware that our mentally ill daughter gave birth to a child, but we don't know, and that has been her story. She gives birth to a child, good people picks. So you are also among the good people who picked the child. We welcome. So we came back very positively. Then we told them, you go and have a family meeting. After the family meeting, you will come and give us the findings. Good enough, the probation officer is aware, and the LOC one. So we sat. After a week, they came. They said, now we have decided that the paternal grandmother takes care. So after, when it came to holidays, the paternal grandmother came. We gave the child, the child was very, very, very happy. Up to today, when it is holidays, this 7-year-old boy goes with the paternal grandmother at home, and they are now very happy. I thank so much Caritas, Kasese, Hilton Foundation for the skills of advocacy, because it has really empowered me to help other people, to incorporate my work with prayer, so that at least as we pray for people, we also see their needs as Jesus did to them. Then the last story I can see, it started last year, because advocacy is a process. This is the story that I'm still following up to today. A story of a disabled young girl of 20 years who gave birth to a child at the age of 17, because the child is now 4 years and a half. So after giving birth, unfortunately, this disabled girl was an orphan, and then after giving birth, the father also passed on. He became a double orphan. So after being a double orphan, she came looking for assistance. When this daughter is now 4 years and a half, he said, sister, I need assistance. I have a letter of LOC1. I have a letter from the parish priest and the catechist. Assist my child. Then I started counseling her. How did you get this pregnancy? That I was from school, since I'm disabled, and it was sports, games and sports. Someone raped me. I said, it's okay. Well, besides the raping, you and the child, who do you think needs help? He said, my child. Then I started counseling her slowly by slowly to accept that she's the one who needs help. Because after being empowered, she will be able to help her child. I said, getting away a child from you is not a solution, but the solution is to empower you. So I've been journeying with her to make sure that she accepts. Then during the counseling, I showed her a certain organization in Kasese. It deals with the disabled, to give scholarships to give scholarship of hands-on skills. So I said, you can go there. You give me you will come and give me the feedback. She went there. They were positive. They said, now we are going to empower you. Now, when they accepted to empower her, she came back to me again. Sister, where should I put the child? I said, my God. Then I said, no, let me encourage this lady than discouraging her. I said, you know what? You go get the application form, apply. You go get the admission. Me, I will take away the child from you. But in my heart, I was, where will I put this child? But after that, I was convinced. I said, no, empowerment of advocacy. They have said we have stakeholders, we have policymakers, we have what they will help me. I have a probation officer, I have LOC1. They will help me where to put the child. So the process went on. It started last year in November. So the process is still on. This disabled girl has been admitted to a school. She's going to do hairdressing. Then I'm still following up her case. I'm yet to find out foster parent, because I'm like taking this young girl, 4 years old, to an orphanage. It wouldn't be proper. So I'm journeying with her, and we are in the final step of finding out a foster parent. Then we can complete the case as this girl takes on hairdressing. Thank you so much, Conrad Foundation. Thank you for advocacy skills. May God bless you, and we shall continue putting them into practice to help the world. Thank you so much.